Hey guys, have you ever felt stuck in life, in your relationships, or in your career? I know I have. And truthfully, I felt stuck more often than I would like to admit. Often it feels like there's countless advice out there. However, none of it's really that actionable. From Tim Ferriss's Tribe of Mentors to Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, these are all great, but sometimes it can just feel overwhelming. Which is why I'm super thankful that I came across Kevin Kelly's excellent advice for living that's chock full of little tidbits of information that he wished that he knew when he was younger. And if you're anything like me, sometimes all we need is a little guiding light to push us in the right direction. So in today's video, I'm going to show some of the advice that stood out to me the most. I hope it helps and enjoy the video. Advice piece number 1. Listening well is a superpower. Recently, I had a good heart-to-heart with a friend. And instead of the typical listening where I just was quiet or asked a couple follow-ups, this time I tried to really listen. And I kept on asking, is there more? Until the whole situation was fully unpacked and there was nothing left to explain. That conversation really helped the other person feel validated, heard, and understood. And it made me feel a lot better because I felt like instead of just the surface level conversations that I typically had, that I was actually able to hold space for someone else. Piece of advice number 2. Don't measure your life with someone else's ruler. Now, this is something that I definitely struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. But I find whenever I can stop comparing my life and my success to other people's, I can enjoy the journey and find a lot of peace and pride in my own growth and accomplishments. Advice number 3. Don't ever work for someone you don't want to become. At my job, I often reflect on this, and I'm fortunate to work for someone who resembles the same ethics and lifestyle that I want and aspire towards. Next piece of advice. You can't reason someone out of a notion that they didn't reason themselves into. This has helped me with countless debates by not starting them in the first place. I know we've all gone up onto our high horse and convinced that we're right, we wanted to convince everyone else to think the same way we did. However, this is often just fruitless because they didn't reason themselves into that decision. It's a belief, and it's not going to change just based on us giving them a little more facts. Next piece of advice. If you were looking for something in your house and you finally find it, don't put it back to where you found it. Instead, put it back to the first place that you looked for it. This is often the best place for it to go. A great way to understand yourself is to seriously reflect on everything you find irritating in others. I know for myself, other people can definitely bug me, but by reflecting on it, I often find little truths of myself in that. A recipe for greatness. Become just a teeny bit better than you were last year and repeat every year. This has been my secret recipe in many things, and recently in learning jiu-jitsu. Starting off as a white belt, everything feels extremely overwhelming. By just showing up and trying to get a little better every day, every week, and every month, it can snowball in more and more success. Whenever you can't decide which path to take, pick the path that produces change. Although this is often terrifying, it has yet been the wrong decision for me. By our human natures, we are far more aware of the risk than we are of the reward. And this can often tell us to not do something even though we know it's right. So subconsciously, we'll come up with reasons to not pursue what we want and instead to hold on to what we have. Pros make as many mistakes as amateurs do. They've just learned to gracefully recover from their mistakes. I found that this is especially true in the fear of getting started. So many of us, and myself included, are paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. We're so scared that oftentimes we won't even try that thing that we want. Very few regrets in life are about the things that you did. Most of your regrets turn out to be about the things that you didn't do. Looking back, I completely agree with this piece of advice. And almost all of my regrets are not about things that I did, but about things that I was too scared to do. And finally, Kevin Kelly's most impactful statement to me is to pay attention to the people that you're around when you feel your best and to be with them more often. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this, please subscribe and have a look at another one of my videos. See you later.